This area in Lonesome Road is not present in the final version of Fallout New Vegas currently available. The area is called in-game the test cell for C. Staples, and Charlie Staples was an area design lead on both the base game and DLC, so chances are this test cell was made for him. This is just one of many early cells that are present for Lonesome Road and the other DLCs in the February 15th, 2011 build of Fallout New Vegas for the Xbox 360. This build is from 5 months before Lonesome Road's initial release date of July 2011, before it received its 2 delays that pushed it back until September of the same year. You can access it by using the Fallout beta release to load into the game and then opening the console with the tilde key on a keyboard and then typing COC NVDLC04 Staples Test to enter this area. It puts us in a cave that has many visual similarities with the Cave of Abaddon from the final game, although its similarities to that area kind of end there. We enter the cell and are presented with a box containing several early iterations of the weapons that you can later find in the DLC. This includes the arc welder, the flare gun, flashbangs, and the sonic detonator. The arc welder functions pretty similarly to how it does in the final game, albeit it is a lot more powerful in this version. It reuses the flamer mesh and animations as well as Pip-Boy icons, but it still fires the Tesla arcs you're used to. The flare gun reuses the plasma pistol sounds and Pip-Boy icon, but comes with the same model and animations that it has in the final game. Its effect of scaring abominations seems to work, although I'm gonna be honest, it's really hard to tell. This thing deals a lot of damage, and the radius of its explosion from the flare feels like it's at least 10 times bigger than what it is in the final game. It has no issue taking down tunnelers with only a couple of shots. The flashbang, similar to the flare gun, also shares a model that it would receive in the final game. However, to call them functional would be a bit of a lie. You can throw them, yeah, and you do still get that flashbang effect. However, at this point in time, it seems as though the projectile for them wasn't fully finished, as upon letting go of one, it would just linger where you were standing until it eventually explodes after a certain amount of time. The sonic detonator, similar to how it would eventually end up, fires a continuous beam. However, it's using the same model as the C-Finder. This one, similar to the final version, is also able to detonate any of the warheads found around the divide. In the ESM for the DLC, there are actually 2 different sonic detonators. One with the standard form ID the weapon has in the final game, and the other with the suffix new at the end. It's the new one that's present in the chest, and it's also the same one that's referenced in the warhead scripts. Meaning that the other sonic detonator, the one that shares its form ID with the one in the final game, is unable to detonate any of the warheads found across the divide. It's here that we can also note that the warheads have a different explosion effect. Not only is the gradual glow that they get based off the stage completely absent, with them instead using different explosion effects depending on what stage they're in. Although these are the only weapons in the debug chest, others like the red glare bowie knife and both red and blue grenade launchers are also present. And yeah, these are 2 different grenade launchers. I too was incredibly disappointed when I found out the red one wasn't actually red. The red glare is basically just a missile launcher at this point in time. It functions exactly the same and looks exactly the same as well. The bowie knife looks a lot cleaner than it would eventually end up looking, and Ulysses' flagpole is also here, but has a different name for its bat's attack. Satchel charges are present as well, but similar to the grenade rifles, they are also blue. In case you're wondering what armors are present in the DLC at this time, well, in all honesty, it's not that many. The marked men didn't exist in any form in game at this point in time, aside from a quest name and quest objective, so none of their armors or models are present. What is present, however, are all of Ulysses' armors and its variants. This includes his duster that he wears during the end of the DLC, the Vault 21 duster, the NCR Duster, the Legion one, and the Old World one. All of these have both male and female variants and can be accompanied by his rebreather. I didn't notice any real difference between these models and the ones present in the final game, although I wouldn't be surprised if there were some minor differences. But as far as I can tell from a surface level look at these, they seem to be identical. Exploring the test cell though, there's a group of tunnelers present who will wander the area and attack the player if detected. These tunnelers have a significant green hue to them, in place of the darker tones they would have in the final game. The fact that these tunnelers can walk around is of note, as this is the only cell in the entire DLC to have nav meshing in this version of the game. Past this section of the cave, we can enter the shell of a building with nothing of note inside it, before exiting into another small cave section. This transitions into a collapsed skyscraper, which emerges us at the end of the cell with another small cave section. You can see the initial ideas of what would become the Cave of Abaddon here, as well as the tilted buildings submerged in rocks that are present throughout the rest of the DLC. Although the Cave of Abaddon itself doesn't appear in this version of the game, it's easy to see where those ideas came from. With that though, that is everything of note in this test cell, as well as the weapons that were present in Lonesome Road at this point in time. If you enjoyed, maybe consider liking the video or subscribing. I'd love to do this for some of the other early areas of the DLCs, and maybe the base game too if anyone knows of a way to view all the cells that are present in it, which is something that I unfortunately haven't been able to do with my limited amount of knowledge. But yeah.